So I'm making another ferry flight video. This time it's about a little two-seater Grumman A1 Lynx. The plane has minimal avionics, so there's quite a bit of planning involved in making sure that you have enough fuel. This plane has a short range of only a couple of hours and requires 12 stops to be made for a margin of safety with fuel, and the fact that I had to fly mostly south to avoid the Rocky Mountains and to get south of Las Vegas Class B airspace. This plane is not equipped with ADS-B, so I couldn't go in any Class B or Class C airspaces on the trip. The flight to Reno was pretty uneventful, except that when I landed it was kind of smoky, so I was a little concerned that it would be a problem the next day, but it wasn't. Fallon has a really nice little airport there, and as I explored and I saw an old SEABEE frame and a working tetrahedron, kind of got me pumped for the trip. I checked the plane over pretty thoroughly and taxied it around and then got a night's sleep before venturing off. I actually headed west from Fallon and then had to turn south to avoid some military operation areas and the mountains. And the visibility was a lot better than I thought it would be. The first stop was in Hawthorne, Nevada for fuel. Of course, Hawthorne is the home of the world's largest ammo dump. Next was Beatty, California, another fuel stop. Not much to see there. The place looked like the moon. After Beatty, Nevada, I landed in Needles, California for fuel. There wasn't really much to see there except a dilapidated old Beech-18 and an old jackrabbit who was wondering what I was up to. My next intended stop was going to be Flagstaff, but I was getting indications that there was a storm cell over Flagstaff, so I decided to divert to Sedona. And then I saw the storm cell. Realizing I was stranded, I did the same thing anybody else with a brain would do. I got lodging and found the best Mexican food in town. The next day the weather wasn't much better, at least not for VFR flying, and although I'm instrument rated, the plane was not so equipped. So I just found a spot over at the Mesa Grill, had a burger, and watched the IFR guys take off. Later, I did take advantage of some of the views in Sedona, and I do have to say that if you're going to be stuck somewhere, Sedona, Arizona is a great place to be stuck. The next morning, the skies opened up, and I was able to get a glimpse of Winslow, Arizona before landing in Gallup, New Mexico for the 5th fuel stop and a bathroom break. After Gallup, I was in the air again for a short hop over to Santa Fe. They had a very nice airport and very friendly there. Very helpful people. After Santa Fe, I was back in the air again, and it was really interesting to watch the terrain changes as I flew along, because after Santa Fe, it changed drastically. It was flatter and greener and had more wind farms. After a short stop in Tucumcari for fuel and a minor repair, I was back up in the air again on the way to the 8th fuel stop, which was Pampa, Texas. After taking on more fuel and a brief check of the weather, I was on the way to the last stop of the day, which was Chickasha, Oklahoma, and I was very tired and ready to stop for the night. Everyone I ran into in Chickasha was very friendly. The next morning, I headed out of Chickasha and enjoyed the hills and the valleys of eastern Oklahoma as I flew over and prepared myself for the next stop, which was in Arkansas. If you've seen the Tom Cruise movie American Made about the infamous cocaine smuggler Barry Seal, in the 1970s, this is the airport out of which he ran his cocaine smuggling operation. It doesn't look a lot like it did then, although that is his hangar supposedly in the back. The 11th stop and final fuel fill-up was in Pine Bluff, Arkansas at Grider Field. Very nice place. After that was a short hop and a crossing of the Big Muddy to the final destination, which was Panola County Airport in northern Mississippi. Here's a brief look at the whole trip from beginning to end, from Fallon, Nevada to Panola County, Mississippi. Thanks for watching. It's much appreciated, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.